Hi lovies, welcome back to my channel, and today I have a very special video for you guys. So a while back I had posted a journal or my grimoire flip through, and it was very popular. I love that I was able to inspire many of you, and because of that I got a bunch of requests to create a junk journal grimoire for others. I only really happened to take one request at that time, and I believe I called that one Grounds for Magic. All of my journals are called Grounds for Magic, and then their special name. So I think that was actually the original Grounds for Magic. What I have for you today is Grounds for Magic, the Cottage Grimoire, which is such such a beautiful culmination of all of the things that I love. I'm kind of like a little pack rat when it comes to my grimoire. I really love the idea of writing in small spaces. I really love the size of this, and you can kind of take it with you with your traveling altar. And then if you see something that inspires you, or like a pressed leaf or something like that, you could just pop it in your grimoire, and there's really no strict directions to this. So that's how I personally love to work my grimoire. And that one, I think it's at a nice spot where I can finally share that. It's nowhere near done, but I do get a lot of requests to share my physical grimoire. But I understand that that type of junk journal style isn't for everyone. And dare I say, after my video, I really love that a lot of witches and practitioners really grabbed onto that idea of the grimoire or book of shadows. So this one, it's really nice because I'm not a journal maker per se, where I sell a lot of my books on either my website or Etsy. So when I create one for you guys, it's something that I'm so proud of, and it's really just become kind of my little baby. So I welcome you into opening up the beautiful Cottage Grimoire. The information to purchase and all of the information about the book, the size of it, the spine, it has 3 signatures, and we'll go through that. But all of the information below. I hope you love this work of art as much as I do. So let's take a peek at the Cottage Grimoire. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty long video, I'm assuming, because I really want to give enough detail for the person who is considering purchasing the book. And I want to leave a little bit not shown, so that way they're pleasantly surprised. So in the beginning, you have a really nice collage work of really nice textures. I call this the cottage because it's kind of like so yummy and so warm and so inviting, especially for Beltane. And by the way, happy Beltane. So it has a lot of texture, a lot of fabric, a lot of vintage fabric and lace and doilies. And you'll see a lot of this collage fabric work throughout the book. So I've taken bits of different vintage fabrics and then striped them all together to make kind of one piece. I love that look. Here is a spine. You can see that there's 3 signatures. And then all tied with a hand done pom-pom. So let's unwrap her. So you will receive this and the this vintage wrapping. I'll definitely bless this before it gets sent out to you. So that's really nice there. So it's just not really bound. It's just kind of held together by this yarn. So soft, this pom-pom. I just love it. All right, and then we can get a better look at the actual cover. So the cover is a wooden pentacle, and it has some fabrics here, some actual dried florals there, some vintage fabric here, and then you have this really beautiful golden feather that can be used as the bookmark, but you can just place it in here if you're not using it. Very cool. And then you can see in the back there's some this is just scrapbook paper but it has like mushrooms and other flowers. I really wanted like flowers and all that kind of good stuff to be like the leading lady of this book. So yeah, really beautiful front cover, lots to look at, so yummy, and let's take a look inside. So throughout the book, you're going to see lots and lots of sewing, which is a really, really nice detail. There's a lot of distressing, stamping, decoupage, a mix of new and vintage ephemera, and really awesome, just little nice tuck spots, pockets, double pockets, all of the good stuff to kind of put little pieces of information as you go along with your practice. And some of this ephemera you just may not use, and that's quite all right. If you remove all the ephemera from here, the book definitely leaves a lot for you to put your own things. So in the first page, we just have this really pretty collage with a little nice acetate butterfly. And you'll have like images like this, like a witch, very cute. And you'll have just little prompts. So I have zodiac, sabbats, and little prompts like this, which is a ritual wash, a protective house wash for you. And you can see some of that collaging work done here. So a lot of mix of different types of like wallpaper styles, materials, different mixes of paper. So I try to do that as much as possible while all keeping it very beautiful. So here we have a little tuck spot with a rose and some collage work here. Your first card is Beltane because that's the one that we just passed. Really small. I kind of love this. I love the size of this. You can still read all of the information on the card. And then we have like a cute little x-ray bug. Very cute. We have tabs, of course, with some writing. And another thing that's very prominent in this book is a lot of sewing. So I love sewing. My mom is also a sewer, so I wanted to incorporate sewing pages and that really nice texture of sewing pages into the Cottage book, because I just feel that like this really belongs to like the really free, whimsical, crafty, just artsy type of witch, and I kind of love that for the practitioner. So lots of sewing and sewing references. We have a nice vintage lace here. You'll see a bunch of vintage lace. And what you will see also is a bunch of these pressed handmade paper. How beautiful. Look at the petals and things like that. There's some that have like little tiny ferns. Adorable. You'll see as we go along. There's some stamping. This is a really pretty witch hat. So here you have like little ephemera pieces. This is a witch. Pisces card. So the astrological cards, like they'll have element, planet, zodiac quality, duality, like there's a bunch, colors, plants, a ruling house. There's a lot of information in these little cards. And then of course, like I just mentioned, you'll have a bunch of ephemera that you can just write little things in, right? If you're meditating and let's say you meditated to find your higher being, your higher self, what does she look like? Like, what was some of the things that you grabbed from that meditation? You can easily just date it and put a little blurb in here and keep it in your grimoire. I love, love, love doing that. It's not so by the book. It's just a culmination of your ideas and things like that. So there's lots of blank pages for you to write like spells or anything like that, like lunar information. So I give you a lot of blank pages, like would be considered a blank page as well. And then again, you can post pictures on here of your altars, of your rituals, right on top of these really pretty vintage flower pages. And this is one of the sewing pages that I mentioned. So it's backed by cardstock inside, so it's really nice. It's not going to rip, but it still gives you that movement. It still gives you that whimsical feel of pattern paper, which is just so juicy. And you can see that really here with the scissors. Love that. Here is a example of the collage fabric that I made, and in here is a big pocket, and here you have a protection magic card, and then I just kept it whimsical by adding some like children's books. This is a vintage page, but like how beautiful, like how very Imulks, Beltane, Letha, like just so pretty that the son is picking flowers for the mom. Just love that. And then in the back, you have like a poem about gentle things, which is beautiful. You can keep your pressed flowers in here. Love that. Just love that idea. So much to do with a junk journal grimoire style book. What I also love about the book is that it has these like this really old wallpaper feel. This has been tea dyed by me, so all the distressing work has been done by me, and some ribbon here, collaging, really nice. So like ribbon tabs, fabric tabs, lots of fun little stuff, sewing information. We have your Letha card, and this is backed by a really pretty sun doily. So pretty. A little sun doily for Letha. And you can always exchange the clips and make them your own. Very pretty. So we have a Virgo card, more stamping, and you'll see throughout this book this really pretty ribbon that I had. It's vintage. I don't have much of it left, so I was really happy to incorporate it into this journal. But they look like little seed packets. So cute. This is a vintage tablecloth. Really pretty. Sunflowers coming into Letha. Beautiful. This is called, if you guys are unfamiliar, this is called a belly band. So the belly band is really awesome because it has more collaging and more of my work. So you have a ribbon back here. Then you have floral vintage paper. And then I had this really pretty like embroidery ribbon tied with a page butterfly. So this right here is just a lot of detail in itself, and this is a belly band which holds more tags and other information. So what was held in this belly band was like open face envelope. Look how pretty the roses are. This has been tea dyed by me. And then your Taurus. I'm a Taurus, so I love that I incorporated the florals and the butterflies and all that good stuff in here. Every signature will have a little ball to designate the middle of the signature. So let me show you real quick. There's the 3 balls here. So the first one is this really beautiful blue one. And then we have a yarn kind of ball here. And then the last one is this green wooden ball. So these are the middle of the signatures. So like if you wanted to find placement, like you knew, like say you wrote something about new moons, you can just pull that right up and it'll kind of be like a little guide for you. So that's the middle signature, the first one. Then you have this beautiful collage tag. A lot going on here. So just some of my work. I'll leave the receiver to look at that more in depth. There's a Capricorn card and a really beautiful like butterfly vintage postcard. Gonna go a little bit faster now that I've kind of explained like the guts and the what to watch out for in the journal. So more sewing, vintage bingo card, and the Yule card here. Look at this cute little paper clip. It's a hanger. So adorable. Little cute things like that I've just like chock full of. You can just look at this like at least 3 times and always see something new. It's really that like packed in here. A nice plain page for you, and you can also gesso on the sewing pages, and I'll show you an example of that coming up. So really beautiful sewing pages. More vintage floral pages for you. The house plant. So here we have, tucked in here, we have a handmade envelope that I made. This one is hummingbirds in flight. Really, really pretty. So you can stick like maybe hidden stuff in here. That would be fun, and you can just leave it here. This is a hand-dyed paper for you, and a Libra card, and more of just small little spots. These are all patterns, vintage patterns. Very cool. And in the back, lines for you to write some stuff. Really cool. So you can just tuck that into there. But look, you can see that like almost every page has sewing detail. And some of them are really like wonky, like, you know, just that wabi-sabi feel that there's missing. There's like skipped lines. Just really nice, soft, natural kind of feel to this book. More handmade paper. Look at this one. I've seen this 1,000 times when I was working on it, but I still gush over this. Look at the petals. Like, it's just beautiful. I need to get me more of this paper because I've completely used it for this book. I don't regret it because this book really needed that, but it's so beautiful. Love this vintage lace. Stunning. Very beautiful. So we have another collage belly band. And here we have Tim Holtz. I love this because it looks like little lemons. I don't think it is, but very cute. You can use that. This just goes right in here. Then we have the spring equinox. And a little writing area, but it has a cauldron, a burning cauldron. I love that. And that just pops right into the belly band. So this is the gesso that I was talking about, another fabric tab. And this is the end of the first signature, but what you can do if you have gesso, or gesso is very cheap to pick up, is that anything that you want to paint or put markers on, or just write a little bit more smoother, you can always gesso the top of your fabric or your sewing pages. And it leaves a really nice, smooth kind of canvas for you to work on, especially if you like painting in your grimoires like I do. And here's a fabric tab. All right, so the start of the second signature. I hope that you're loving this so far. It's just like every time I kind of go through this, I gush and I gush over it. So here we have this really pretty little glass bead, a vintage glass bead. You open this up, we have another one of the witches. And what I love about this is like a mountain map. It's a mountain map of Switzerland. How cool is that? So a little vintage piece. So I like to kind of like fantasize that this once belonged to like another practitioner who really lived in a cottage, liked to travel and kind of picked up little treasures along the way. And that's exactly how I work my grimoire, right? Like along the way, I just pick up things and I pop them in there. I put gesso on top of things and just have a blast, just kind of collecting all these little tidbits of information. So love that. Love that for this book. Very cool. And here is what I like to call the double pocket. So you have one pocket that's in here, which is kind of like a vellum that you can see the flowers in between. Even here, I have some more like details. It goes in and out. Just very, very small little details that I hope that you love. So I love this bird floral piece. So this is the first pocket that you can put something in, right? And then the second pocket is back here, which I have another simplicity ephemera, vintage simplicity ephemera back there. Okay, so this was a page that I was talking about in regards to the handmade paper. Look at that. Look at this. It's a whole fern. These are all small little ferns. I love ferns because they're wild by me and they just grow so naturally. It's one of the things that the deers don't eat, so I get to enjoy them. But love this page. It's just so, so incredibly beautiful. The next fabric page is a crocheted piece. So beautiful. Let's just look at this in closer. Look at this crocheted piece. So just stunning. Beautiful, beautiful work. There's like florals in here. So it'd be nice if you were to paint something back here and you can protect it with this crocheted piece. So beautiful. I have some collage work here with this little tiny tag here. All right, another pocket with that seed paper, and we have the Scorpio. Then we have a bat ephemera, and this is awesome because this is like a gardening little ephemera piece, which is actually pretty useful. So this talks about cuttings and what you do with that. I love this image, very like vintage. And then the other side is disbudding and pinching back. So it's really actually useful information that I give you here. This has to be one of my favorite pockets of the entire book. It has a different piece of crochet, but there's a lot happening here. So first we have the actual pattern page, right? We have the pattern page. On top of the pattern page is another collage fabric work, but I made that into a pocket. So then you have the actual crocheted piece, and then you have more of that embroidery all within an actual pocket. Like, just so good. I just love the way that this looks and the colors I decided to use. So pretty. So within this pocket, you'll have your ritual wash or bath. We all know how I feel about ritual baths. I just can't get enough of them. And then another piece of paper, cute little caterpillar. So this is vintage book that goes in here with the ritual wash. Very cute. All right, and then here is the middle of the second signature. Another belly band, but this one is made with Simplicity paper. Really cute. Lots of collaging here. You have your emerald card and a spring card that I really love because I turned a multiplication card, like a vintage kindergarten multiplication card. And I just put some really fun stuff on here. I put some of the flowers. There is like a gentleman, just really cool sewing. And then I folded it. I love how the sewing looks in the back. So when you fold this, you could put pieces of paper in here and kind of have like a little hidden spot for yourself. So that just clips onto here. Love the paper, very pretty. More vintage lace, more Tim Holtz dolls. This is a tip-in, what we call like a little tip-in. So you can put stuff back here, and then this is able to just cover that. More gesso work. Some really pretty butterflies here. Aquarius card in a small little thin pocket. I'll leave the golden feather there for now. You can use it as a bookmark. Very cool. Gooseberry. Your Samhain card. All the Samhain information there. And then there's a actual real poultry. So this is the H. Peter Grain and Poultry Company. So very cool, like actual old ephemera, and a ruler from Tim Holtz. Very cool. Another tip-in. This is a decoupage page that I did. A lot going on here. So there is a vintage napkin that had birds. Here's some of the bird here. Butterflies, a branch. I put some of the pattern paper here, some gesso and paint, and some like silly sewing. Lots going on here, but very cool. And then the tip-in goes over that, and then this goes over that. Really nice section there for you. Some more of the natural paper. Another double pocket. So this is the other side of that double pocket. So like another treasure that this cottage practitioner decided to keep in her grimoire. Maybe this was a magical place that really inspired her. So I highly suggest to keep pictures in your grimoire. My grimoire has a ton of pictures. If I'm acting as HP in my coven and I'm conducting a ritual, I like to take pictures of, candid shots of the coven members, candid shots of me setting up my altar. It's just such magical moments. I didn't do Jackson's Wickening this past weekend for Beltane because it was absolutely storming here. So we're going to move that to Letha. So again, I'll take pictures of my family and Jackson getting his Wickening, like such beautiful things in your grimoire that is also magical, and you can write what that is, so I love this fabric, like this ribbon here. Beautiful. I think I'm completely out of this, so whoever gets this, I gave you a lot of the last of what I had, and I had to splurge because I love this. Beautiful. Oh my god, we're at 20 minutes, 28 minutes. Oh my goodness. The last signature here is another one of my collages. Really cool. So we have buttons and stamps. I love this little postal thing going on here. And the quote says, "Today is the day you will show them all. If not today, then tomorrow." Love that, love. And here I decided to do like 2 different types of sewing. So it took me a while to create this. So I hope that it shows like so much labor that's went into this. I also really love this fabric. Look at that. Beautiful. I know. I'm just gushing over it because I really want you to see all the stuff that I see, I have an open face envelope here. A really nice writing spot for you. Sagittarius card. This is a vintage birthday card. A ruffle tab here. More of that collage fabric as a ruffle. Very pretty. Love this cute little book of spells stamp. Your Leo card. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is rice paper that I hand dyed. Also very nice. It has like little bits of like gold metallic. This is a little collage tag and a rose that I made with fabric. So pretty. And that's on a clip. Hand dyed paper. Another double tuck spot. So this is the first one with your Cancer card, and then another Simplicity pattern ephemera. The other side of that rice paper. You can see maybe some of the gold. There we go. Beautiful. A pocket, a side pocket. Really pretty. Side pocket with vintage lace. So this is your Gemini card. A friend's card. So pretty. And more fabric. So this is the actual loose fabric. So I gave you a sample if you wanted to cut it and put it somewhere else in your grimoire, but this is the collage fabric. So I gave you a little snippet of that, which is really nice and special. Little spot. So this was in here. This is a big, so these are like grapes and cherries and things like that. How cool is this? So this is an old recipe card, but look at this ephemera. Beautiful. So pretty. Cherries, white grape, prolific, and champion, black champion. So pretty. So this is a huge, oh, this was the center. We already missed the center. But this is a huge pocket in here. And these were in there. So another like vintage picture. Cool. More cottage type ephemera. So pretty. You can write in the back. Okay. This one, I think think I have one in the front. I don't know if I spoke about it, but this is the purpose of intentions, spell ingredients, how to perform. So if you were doing a spell, you would write like the phase, the planetary influences. So there's a couple of these in your book. This is another pattern page. Very cool. Witch hat. This is your autumn equinox. Page in here, a little bit of collaging. I love that when you start to work throughout the book, you just have like the sides. How beautiful is that? I just love that. That's like very my book, and this book also lays flat. So when you have your journals or grimoires that lay flat, you get this beautiful side while you're working. It's just so nice. It's so nice to hold. And then this is the last page. The last page is I've given you a recipe for ginger currant scones. And you can write in the back. And you could also write in the back. You could put like something here about yourself. And then there is my seal. All right, so that is it. This is Grounds for Magic, the Cottage Grimoire. A process of how to purchase this book will be in the description box. So basically, I'm going to make it fair and put a time to it. So I'll post something on my Instagram. It's right here at JC's Apothecary. It will be available on that Instagram account. Sorry, I wanted to get this out before I did my monthly magic. So monthly magic is coming this week. May is going to be an awesome month. I'm really happy to get back into it because I've been slacking with my my witchy planning. So I hope that you'll join me for that one. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.